You for joining me this evening. The time is currently 7:11 p.m. Central, 6:11 p.m. Mountain, and you have a live look at a tornado warned storm near Dodge Center, Minnesota. If you're included in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building and away from windows, as this is a rotating supercell capable of producing a tornado at any minute near Hayfield and Vernon. Okay, so take cover now. This is to the western portion of Rochester, Minnesota. We'll have to watch to see if this tornado warning does get expanded into the Rochester area. So Rochester, prepare to take shelter if this does get extended. In addition to that tornado warned storm, we do have a tornado watch in effect here for a good chunk of Colorado, Nebraska, and Kansas, because we are going to have some storms pop off later this evening that are going to be bring the threats for damaging winds, large hail, and maybe even a few tornadoes. As you can see, they're kind of already getting going here, especially in parts of northeastern Colorado, where we've already got some strong storms near the Fort Morgan area. We've also got some lingering severe thunderstorms out in the Midwest, right? We got a severe thunderstorm warning in Indiana. We've got a whole line of severe warned storms up here in Michigan, actually, towards the Mount Pleasant area. These are going to bring the threat for damaging winds of 60 to 65 miles per hour at times, so make sure to look out for that. If you are in any of these severe thunderstorm warnings, make sure that immediately you are moving indoors. So again, the main focus is our tornado warned storm near Casson here in Minnesota. Again, the rotation area is near Hayfield and Vernon at the minute. So again, if you're in Vernon, Hayfield, you guys need to be taking shelter. Same thing in Casson, in the Dodge Center area. And again, if this does get extended, areas like Byron, Rockdale, and even downtown Rochester may need to take cover. So prepare to take shelter if necessary. I know if you're in Rochester, you're maybe thinking, yeah, I mean, it's sprinkling out here, but I'm not seeing any tornado. I promise you, there is a storm back here rotating, capable of producing a tornado that's coming your way, okay? Now, will it still be doing that whenever it reaches you? I don't know, but it could be. Now, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that's going to be here for portions of... I'm not sure because it didn't pop up at the bottom of the list like it was supposed to. Yeah, I really don't know. That's kind of unfortunate. Okay. But we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning somewhere, at least. I will say we do actually have a storm up in Iowa that is producing lime-sized hail here. And actually, our new severe thunderstorm warning is for that. So there's a storm now producing golf ball-sized hail near Hartley, Iowa. So if you're in this area, make sure to move indoors and away from windows immediately. We just got another new severe thunderstorm warning. That's for parts of Minnesota. That's for Olmsted and Dodge counties. And that does include downtown Rochester. So if you're in Rochester, Minnesota, move indoors immediately. There's a storm capable of producing quarter-sized hail coming your way. So, look out for that. I'm going to go and bring up stream chat, so if anybody has any questions about their location, feel free to leave those down below. But yeah, that's what we're tracking this evening. Again, currently, we are looking at a tornado warned storm up here in Minnesota. This tornado warning does expire in 1 minute, so we'll see if they reissue it. But as of right now, it's not looking like they're going to. As this heads up towards Rockdale and Rochester, though, it will still be capable of producing damaging winds and large hail. So again, make sure to move indoors if you're in Rochester right now. Again, we do have some storms out here in Colorado that are starting to become pretty strong. These are definitely going to bring the threat for some wind and some hail, but it's mainly actually going to be later tonight that we're worried about the tornado threat whenever that lower level jet kicks in. And out here, I mean, this is just an incredibly favorable environment across portions of southeastern Wyoming, western Nebraska, northwest Kansas, northeast Colorado. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way. It's going to be for parts of Nebraska, for the Grand Island area. So, move indoors immediately. That storm is capable of producing half-dollar-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So, again, make sure they are moving indoors and away from windows. And they did actually let that, the tornado warning expire, sorry. They did let the tornado warning expire up in Minnesota. So, this is an all clear for the areas southwest of Rochester. But, again, damaging winds and large hail may still occur with that storm. So, continue to stay indoors. And again, this storm near Wood River, near Grand Island, Nebraska, I mean, it just has a huge hail core with it. It would not surprise me if, we got some golf ball, maybe even lime-sized hail out of that. So we'll have to see if that gets upgraded or not. But again, you should be getting indoors and away from windows immediately there in Grand Island. Again, that's going to be a big hailstorm. Again, right now that's near Wood River. But yeah. Back out here to our storms in Colorado. Again, right now, they're just damaging wind and large hail threats, but whenever we kind of get to sunset time out here, I do think that the tornado threat's going to ramp up quite a bit. We don't really have any sort of rotation yet, but again, definitely some damaging winds at the very least with these storms, and also some large hail probably. I think this one south of Fort Morgan will probably be our first one to get severe thunderstorm warned. Again, we have a special weather statement here for Pine Bluffs on the Wyoming-Nebraska border for 50-mile-per-hour winds and half-inch in diameter hail. So look out for that. That's near Bushnell along Interstate 80. Check back up on our severe thunderstorm warning in Indiana. Again, that's near Wheatfield. That storm is continuing to produce some damaging winds and large hail, so make sure to move indoors there. And again, our line of storms in Michigan is pretty concerning right now. It just moved through Mount Pleasant, or it's just now moving through Mount Pleasant, actually. So again, make sure that you are moving indoors there. This is a very large line of severe thunderstorm warnings here. And we even have a stronger storm near the Detroit area. And if we bring up this live cam here from Detroit, we can actually bring a live look to you from that storm. We're going to put that in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Let's try to find some other good cyclone ports out here to use. We do have our storm up in Iowa producing the golf ball-sized hail, and we do actually have a live look at that from northwest Iowa here. This is near Arnold's Park. Just look at that. See all that convection there. So go ahead and bring that up in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen as well. So there we go. We got our wall webcam set up. Holy cow, guys. I mean, this is just some gigantic hail falling in Wood River, Nebraska right now. And then we're talking lime, maybe even tennis ball-sized hail now at this point. I mean, just look at that vertically integrated liquid signature. It's maxed out. Just some absolutely huge hail falling as that heads towards Alda and Grand Island. So again, make sure you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately in that area. I mean, it's just over the past few scans, this has just developed an absolutely massive hail core. It's got a pretty classic supercellular shape to it, too. Pretty devious there. Ominous, I should say, not devious. Did those words mean the same thing, though? I feel like they kind of do. Anyway, again, some of our storms out here in northeastern Colorado are producing some damaging winds and large hail. We may even have one that's trying to start rotating here, closer to the south of Wiggins. We do have storm chaser Brandon Kopic on that storm currently, so if anything happens with it, we'll know from his points of view, from his perspective. I'll make sure to watch the Storm Chasers live on my mobile device quite frequently. Unfortunately, I can't bring it up on stream for copyright reasons, obviously. But I will say this storm near Marquette in Nebraska, it's definitely rotating. At the very least, it's producing some form of damaging winds, but it's got a pretty nasty looking hook echo with it. I don't know, it's not like immediately going to produce a tornado or anything, but it may be something to watch out for down the line. So back over to our storms near the Fort Morgan area. Again, these are just popping off right now. Again, I don't think it's going to be very long before one of these at least gets a special weather statement. I mean, these are just your classic bean-shaped storms there. So back up to our storms here in Michigan. We could actually bring up a live look from Kalamazoo here to look at that line. Look at that. Look at those clouds, and then all of a sudden it just breaks at the edge there. Very interesting view. It's a beautiful sunset, really. Again, once the sun sets out here, it's going to be a problem. Again, I mean, we're already getting some big-time hailers out here near Fort Morgan in Colorado. And again, this storm near Grand Island, Nebraska is no joke either. I mean, that hail core is insane. Again, it's only warned for, it's now warned for golf ball-sized hail, so that is an upgrade. And that's a trained weather spotters report. So this is now confirmed golf ball-sized hail falling near Grand Island, Nebraska. Again, if you're in Grand Island, you need to move indoors and away from windows immediately. That's just an absolutely huge hail core, and it is actually rotating a little bit as well. At the very least, it's producing some form of damaging winds up to 60 to 65 miles per hour. This might be our most interesting storm right now, you guys. I'm not going to lie. I think we're going to double box on this one. Let's just get rid of the webcams, honestly. None of them are in a great spot tonight. So again, this is a live look at a severe thunderstorm near Grand Island, Nebraska. This is rotating. It's producing some massive hail. This is a pretty dangerous storm here as it heads towards Alda and Grand Island, as well as other areas along Highway 30 in between Wood River and Grand Island. So again, if you're traveling on Highway 30 or Interstate 80 in between Grand Island and Wood River, you might want to get off here. We got West Park Plaza Mobile Home Park. If you're in a mobile home, I mean, you're probably going to want to evacuate and find a more substantial shelter here, because this is definitely going to put some dents in your mobile home if you get hit by this massive hail, most likely. If the hail core is still that big by the time it reaches you, which it very well could be. So, again, we'll continue to watch this here as this approaches Grand Island. Definitely our most concerning storm in the whole country right now. As it is, once again, producing the threat for golf ball-sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. And again, it is rotating a little bit there, or at least it's trying to. It's got a decent supercellular shape on reflectivity. By the way, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning now for parts of Minnesota, or that's not even the new one. And we have another new one for Michigan. But the new one, the first one, was actually for Morgan County, Colorado. So this storm that I was talking about finally did receive a severe thunderstorm warning for half-dollar-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. This is for southeastern Morgan County. Make sure to move indoors and away from windows immediately. If you're in Fort Morgan, you're fine right now. We're not concerned about you. We're mainly concerned about areas to the southeast of you. Areas south of Brush. Eventually, this will move up towards Brush, or at least at least the south side of Brush. I don't know what happened there. Apparently, we also have a ping-pong ball-sized hail report out of Wood River now. Both these reports are from trained weather spotters, the ping-pong ball one and the golf ball one, so they may actually be the same report, but again, this one's ping-pong ball and this one's golf ball, so it's confusing. Anyway, very large hail to say the least. Again, there's your velocity couplet and your hail core near Alda along Highway 30 there, heading up towards Grand Island, Nebraska. Again, if you're in downtown Grand Island, you should be moving indoors and away from windows immediately. We got a big-time hailstorm approaching you. Again, it's also producing some form of damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. Most likely. So again, this is going to continue to move northeast here towards downtown Grand Island. We'll continue to watch this one because, again, this is the biggest storm we have in the whole country right now, the entire country. This is the most concerning one. So we'll continue to watch it as it approaches downtown Grand Island, Nebraska. Sorry, I'm looking up something real quick. So it continues to produce some large to very large hail, again up to golf ball size near Alda. New severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued. That's for parts of Iowa, Clay, and O'Brien counties. That's for half-dollar sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Move indoors and away from windows immediately. It's interesting. They specified the county that it was located in. Huh. Anyway, if you're familiar with National Weather Service warning wording, you'll probably realize it's a little unusual, but anyway. You know, we might as well, if we're doing the double box, we might as well go all in and do a quad box here. So, here is your quad view of this storm. This is such a cool feature. It's just so cool. Anyway, I'll stop Radar Omega fanboying. In the top left-hand corner of your screen is the classic reflectivity. That's what most people think of whenever they hear the word radar. These are your velocities, the winds, then the correlation coefficient. Mainly, we're going to have up here actually to see how big some of our hail is, because yes, the correlation coefficient can detect hail. And then we've also got the echo tops up so that we can see how tall our storms are here, because sometimes taller storms are more intense storms. And these storms right now are actually very tall. These are up almost 50,000 feet tall. So, very tall storms approaching Elda once again. So there we go. There's your quad box view of these storms here approaching Grand Island, Nebraska. Again, the correlation coefficient we have here, we can see some pretty large hail actually with this storm. Even on the CC there. And it was an even larger signature back here. Like, this is when it was, like, really crazy, guys. I mean, that is just a really large hail core there on the correlation coefficient anyway. And again, this is still producing large hail up to golf ball size near Elda. It's continuing to produce massive hail here. Again, these storms are still about 46,000 feet tall. Before they were 49,000 feet, so basically the same. And really, again, it doesn't really matter how tall the storms are in every situation. You can have low-top supercells that still make problems, but usually your taller storms are your more intense ones. So, just kind of pointing that out there. Just throwing that out there. I mean, that is just a huge hail signature there on the correlation coefficient. Just ridiculous. I mean, it's getting bigger again. What we could actually do is change the echo tops to vertically integrated liquid. I think that's probably our best move, actually. So now we can see, I mean, some big-time hailers here, once again, near Elda. Again, all that area where you see that gray shade, the light gray shade, that is maxed out on the vertically integrated liquid scale. So we're talking big-time hail, again, up to ping pong and golf ball size, potentially even larger. You're a bit late. What's going on today? We are tracking some severe weather moving through the central plains here. Currently, we are looking at a severe thunderstorm capable of producing golf ball-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds heading for Grand Island, Nebraska. But in addition to that, we have 10 other severe thunderstorm warnings. We have a storm up in Iowa that's also producing some golf ball-sized hail here. And then, I mean, we just got a ton of severe storms. We got a line rolling through Michigan producing 60 to 65 damaging, or 60 to 65 mile per hour damaging wind gusts. And then again, later today, we're going to be watching for a severe weather threat to develop out here in parts of Colorado. It's going to bring the threat for a few strong tornadoes potentially again. So we do have some massive hail developing on our storm here in Colorado. We may actually zoom in our focus on this one now. Because, again, this is going to be a big tornado producer, too, potentially, if the lower-level jet kicks in and this storm really takes advantage of it. Again, right now, there's no tornado threat, but I can definitely see one developing here. Again, once the sun sets, I mean, everything's just going to pop off, and, I mean, we're getting decently close to the sunset, and give it another hour or so. And, again, I mean, even before that, we're still going to have some intense storms out here. I mean, you see that bean shape there. That is just a classic bean-shaped supercell. Matches up with the hodograph. Again, some very large hail there, too. So again, we are quad box right now. We're looking at this storm from all of its aspects. In the top left-hand corner of your screen, we got the classic radar that everybody knows and loves. Top right-hand corner of your screen, those are the velocities. Those measure the wind speeds. And if we got, rotation, if there's reds and greens meeting, typically that means, well, not typically, but sometimes that does mean that we have some rotation. In the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, we got the correlation coefficient up. If we do happen to get rotation, we can check if there's a tornado on the ground by looking at its debris signature on there. And then the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, we've got your vertically integrated liquid, which shows how big the hail is that's falling with this storm. And again, I mean, it's massive. It really is. So, again, this is the storm that we're mainly watching now, this one in Colorado. Again, if you are in this area, please do be moving indoors and away from windows immediately. This is southeast of Fort Morgan. This is in southeastern Morgan County, Colorado here. It's not too often we're talking about Colorado on this channel, but here we are. So. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now that's going to be for portions of Mower and Dodge counties, Minnesota there. It's for 1 inch in diameter hail. If you aren't including that warning, make sure to move indoors immediately. I do have an update here, by the way, on our tornado watch. This is a relatively new mesoscale. Ongoing storms may begin to consolidate into at least one large, intensifying, and eastward propagating supercell through 7 to 9 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. So again, we're talking about some big-time tornado potential there, mainly in the area where that brown circle was. Hello, Mr. Storm. How's it going? If you'd like, I could add you to the stream real quick if you want, but I know you're kind of busy, so if you can't, that's fine. Wow. I mean, that new vertically integrated liquid scan is just showing a massive signature there. The considerable severe warm storm in northwest Iowa, it's rotating a little and it's got a good hook echo. Alright, let's check up on that one. Hello, Alan Crow. Check up on our storm in Iowa. Mr. Storm says we got some form of rotation there. I mean, it's a little bit. I think a lot of that, though, is because of how far away we are from the radar site. But yeah, you're definitely right. There's definitely at least a little bit of rotation there. And now, this storm is actually warned for lime-sized hail. So this is our biggest hailer in the whole country, potentially. So, again, if you're in this area, make sure to move indoors and away from windows immediately. I mean, this lime-sized hail, I mean, if it's falling at, 80 miles an hour even, which is lower than what it could actually fall at, it's going to be causing some problems, right? Again, you're not going to want to be outside whenever that happens. Again, this is going to shatter some windows, most likely. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely got a little bit of rotation. Again, it's not enough to produce a tornado at the minute, but we'll watch it. Again, I think we are going to switch back to our storm in Colorado, though, because of the fact that it has an even bigger potential to start rotating and produce a big tornado, and also, in my opinion, it's producing much larger hail, but the National Weather Service apparently is not agreeing with that, or they just haven't updated it yet, and they're going to. But yeah, thank you for pointing that out, because that's definitely a pretty big storm up there. So again, we got this classic bean-shaped supercell here near Brush in Colorado, to the southeast of Fort Morgan. This is a very dangerous storm capable of producing hail up to potentially like golf ball lime size and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts. So if you're in this area, make sure to move indoors and away from windows immediately. And we do have a little bit of rotation there possibly, but I do actually think that's mostly just contamination. Hope it stays there. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. That's going to be for parts of Nebraska here. This is for areas like Seward and Valparaiso. That's for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts. So if you're in that area, make sure to move indoors immediately. So let's go back over to our storm in Colorado. Again, this is kind of the main one we're watching right now, actually. It has a pretty impressive supercellular shape. I mean, there's just so much massive hail here. It's honestly a shame that this is not getting upgraded to its proper tag. Because this is definitely capable of producing hail larger than $half sized. I mean, guys, we're talking lime, maybe even isolated hail up to tennis ball size with this. This is just an absolutely massive hail core here. So, we'll watch it, and then, again, we're watching several other storms, too. Really, the big thing right now, with a lot of the storms that we're talking about, is just, the massive hail. And this storm's hail core continues to get larger and larger here as it heads off to the northeast to areas south of Interstate 76. It's going to be crossing over Highway 71 relatively soon here. So again, we'll continue to watch this one. Again, if you're just now tuning in, this is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing lime-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts. This is off to the south of Brush, Colorado. So if you're in this area, make sure to move indoors and away from windows immediately. Very large supercell here. Again, I mean, this is just a really intense storm here, most likely, for a lot of the people getting impacted by it. And just an absolutely massive hail core. I cannot imagine the hail that's falling out of there right now. And again, we are relatively concerned about this storm developing some sort of tornado threat over the next few hours whenever the lower level jet kicks in and the sun sets. I mean, we are kind of at the peak of daylight heating hours, though, as well, so that could definitely play a factor in this storm. We're talking about very high DBZ values, once again, up to 71. Which is very large hail, if you're not aware how that works. General rule of thumb, 60 DBZs is about quarter-sized hail. 65 DBZs is about ping-pong ball-sized hail. 70 DBZs is about lime-sized hail. 75 DBZs is about tennis ball-sized hail. And 80 DBZs is usually baseball-sized hail or larger. Again, that's not always the case, but that's kind of just a general rule of thumb that I've come up with whenever looking at radar and trying to, detect large hail. So again, I said 70 DBZs is usually about lime-sized hail. We've got several spots in here reaching 70 DBZs, even this one reaching 72 DBZs. So again, in between lime and tennis ball-sized hail could be falling with this massive supercell here. We got multiple spots at 72 DBZs as well. So very large hail once again. I mean, just an absolute monster hailer here, guys. Again, somehow only warned for $half sized hail, but, I mean, I'd be shocked if there wasn't at least ping-pong ball-sized hail falling out of this. Again, just an absolute monster hailer. Again, very high-end vertically integrated liquid signature there, showing so many spots where this thing is maxed out on the scale. So yeah. We'll bring this up here in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. These are all of our alerts at the moment. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. That's a problem with that. I'm going to have to X out of it every time I want to reload the warnings. And it disappeared. Should pop back up again, though. We should be at 11, unless one expired. I just didn't notice. I'm not sure. And we have another severe thunderstorm warning now. There it is. Now we're up to 12. So one of them is in Michigan for a line of storms that is continuing to produce damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and hail up to penny size. And the other new severe thunderstorm warning is for parts of Iowa for ping-pong ball-sized hail and 60 mile per hour damaging wind gusts near Marcus. So if you're in this area, make sure to move indoors and away from windows immediately. Definitely a big-time hailer there. And again, even bigger hailer up here, most likely near Spencer. This is one for lime-sized hail. So back over here to our severe warn storm in Colorado. Oh my gosh. I mean, guys, this is just a ridiculously large hailer here. 72 dBZs max right now, it looks like. I'll kind of scan around here, see if I can find something higher than that. But there's like 4 different spots. No, 73 dBZs. So we're talking about a 73 dBZ storm here, which again, we're talking lime to tennis ball-sized hail. They upgraded this warning, by the way, but they only upgraded it to ping pong ball-sized hail. But this is definitely capable of producing hail larger than that. I mean, again, we're talking at least lime-sized hail out of this, guys, at this point. And we really need to get some chasers in this area. We got Storm Chaser Connor Croft over here off to the east of there. Looks like he's making a beeline for this storm. Same thing with Storm Chasers Brad Arnold and Willard Sharp. Look at the base velocity for the storm near Spencer in Iowa. Yeah, I mean, again, it's rotating pretty well there, actually. Again, it's not quite as impressive as it looks because of our distance from the radar site, but there's definitely some form of rotation there near Royal, you can tell. But again, it's not quite as bad as it looks. And also this storm near Marcus seems to be rotating just a little bit as well. So we got some rotators there in Iowa that we'll have to watch pretty closely. But again, our main focus right now is still going to be on the storm here in northeast Colorado. Because, I mean, this is just producing absolutely massive hail right now, guys. Again, only warned for ping pong ball-sized hail. But, again, I'd be surprised if we didn't have some at least reach golf ball to lime-sized hail. So, again, we really need to get some chasers in this area because there's not really any people that live out here. The relative velocity on the storm in Iowa. Here, we'll check it out. I was wondering why you said base velocity. I was like, why would I look at the base velocity? Yeah, I mean, the storm relative velocity basically just looks the same as the high res. That's what I should make mention of. From the radar side I'm looking at, it looks the exact same as the high res velocity. Oh, wait. Okay. I mean, yeah, there's definitely some rotation there. Again, not as bad as it looks, but there's very clearly rotation there, and even a hook echo a little bit once again. So we may see the tornado possible tag get slapped on this storm, or even if it continues to intensify, we may even see a tornado warning out of this. So prepare for the worst there in Spencer. And again, make sure that you are immediately getting indoors and away from windows there at the very least. Oh my gosh. This is just ridiculous, guys. This is some insanely large hail falling in northeast Colorado right now. 76 dBZs. This is a 76 dBZ storm. Again, that is at least tennis ball-sized hail falling right here, guys. This is just absolutely ridiculous. And that new vertically integrated liquid signature, I don't know if I've ever seen one that insane. I mean, the entire area is just maxed out. By the way, we did get a new severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Iowa. That is an extension for our storm near Spencer as it heads off to the southeast here. Again, that's near Royal. That's for lime-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So make sure to move indoors and away from windows immediately in Sioux Rapids and areas around there. I'd also like to point out our storm near Fort Morgan starting to rotate a little bit. And again, I mean, this is just ridiculously large hail. Again, we're talking at the very least tennis ball-sized hail. Yeah, so many hailers for sure. Again, a lot of these storms, the main threats with them right now are the hail. Again, we're talking tennis ball, you know, maybe even baseball-sized hail. This is just absolutely insane. Maybe even larger, like apple-sized hail. It would not shock me if this were to get upgraded to something like that. Again, this is most likely a destructive storm here. It's not warned for anything crazy. It's only warned for ping pong ball-sized hail, which I think is just absolutely ridiculous. Because again, this is a 76 dBZ storm near 9 Mile Corner in Gary. It's another one of those situations where there's 2 9 Mile corners. Like, how does that work? I don't get it. So, anyway. And this is just some huge hail here falling. Man, this is crazy. Look at Connor's stream. Connor Croft. Let me pull it up. Oh, what the heck? We'll just pull it up on here. Oh my gosh. That is just insane. Holy cow. Look at that off to the west there. Or whatever direction he's facing. Look at the left-hand side of your screen. I mean, that is just such a photogenic storm. Thank you for pointing that out. I mean, that is just insane. That is actually ridiculous. That's one of the crazier storms I've seen in a while. Again, this is a massive hailstorm, guys. Again, if Connor Croft really gets in this, he's going to be in the thick of it. But it's kind of dangerous to be out here, actually. We're still talking 74 dBZs with this storm. Again, which is lime to tennis ball, maybe even baseball to apple-sized hail. Hello, Texas Chili Ball Edits. Thank you, Greedy the Cat. I mean, again, guys, this storm view that Connor Croft has right now is almost unbeatable. You can even see some scud forming. Scattered cumulus under deck. Again, that looks like a funnel or something, but it's actually just scud. This air rising into the storm here. Very impressive view, again, from Connor Croft here. This is a live look at Storm Chaser Connor Croft. He's just got an absolutely ridiculously impressive view there. He's got 250 people watching. I mean, there's not even a tornado. He's not even in the severe thunderstorm warning. He's got 250 viewers right now. That's crazy. Normally, this is, you know, how many viewers you get on Raider Omega whenever you're in the middle of something crazy. Look at all that scud. That's going to freak out some people. I guarantee you that much. Those are some SLCs, some scary-looking clouds. Dang, where is this? This is in northeast Colorado, which, again, like, since when does Colorado get this kind of stuff? Again, we're talking about 74 dBZs on this storm here. Yeah, this is in northeast Colorado. This is in Morgan County. Well, he's not in Morgan County, but he's looking at this storm in Morgan County. I mean, it's just such an impressive view. Look at all that scud. Again, if you didn't know any better, you'd think that was a funnel trying to form. Just look at all that scud there, guys. Insane view that Connor Croft has right now.
South in a few minutes, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this could be his moment of the night. This is just ridiculous. Again, very impressive look at this storm here. That is just insane. Oh, we're losing him. He's in a pretty spotty service zone, so. So the reflectivity scans continue to get more and more impressive here. Again, multiple instances of 74 dBZ with this storm here. Very large hail. Again, the vertically integrated liquid signature is quite literally off the chart. It's capping out. And it looks like this cell's even trying to develop a hook echo here with some rotation. And, I mean, that's some decently strong rotation, too. So now we are talking about a tornado threat with this storm. Again, this is a very concerning storm here. If you're in this area, you really need to get indoors, away from windows at the very least. Again, guys, it's about that time to start taking shelter, though. Massive storm. Again, even though this is not actively producing a tornado, winds half a degree into the atmosphere are up to 80 miles per hour, estimated by radar. So the surface winds with that could easily be, 60 to 70 miles per hour. Just ridiculous view here of this storm on radar and from Connor Croft. What do the other Storm Chasers feeds look like? We can't see Brad Arnold right now. Yeah, I mean, again, we're in a very spotty service zone up here in northeastern Colorado. trying hard to rotate and spin up a tornado. Spin up a tornadoes. Yeah, it's trying. Again, we'll watch this storm here as this continues. I want to hope that that's contamination, but at the very least, there's some strong rotation here. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. That's for parts of Iowa. It's an extension. No, sorry, incorrect. Not sure where the new one is because it didn't pop up at the bottom of the list like it was supposed to. That's just great, isn't it? I love when that happens. Okay, that might be for Gatriot County, Michigan. I don't remember seeing the name Gatriot County. What is this doing? Nope. We don't want that. How to get rid of this? There we go. Again, this is definitely developing a hook echo now. Again, you need to get, oh my gosh. Okay, you need to get your tornado safe spot right now if you're in this area. This is a very dangerous storm. Again, this is an incredibly dangerous storm right now, you guys. Again, you need to get to your tornado safe spot if you're ahead of this thing. This is moving off to the northeast here. Over the past few scans, it's been just getting crazier and crazier. Connor's getting slammed. Yeah, wow. Look at all that scud. Again, if you didn't know any better, you'd call that a funnel cloud.
It's kind of exactly the progression of...
With clouded grounds. Oh, I just saw one. I saw one of the clouded grounds you're talking about. Again, this is a huge storm, guys. Again, you need to run, not walk to your tornado safe spot. That's not a debris signature, by the way. I know it could be, tricky and look like one, but that is not it. Definitely looks like one, though. Next time we gonna get rain is the 28th, but we have time to dry up after that derecho that hit us. Yeah, I mean, Houston's just gotten tons of rain over the past few weeks, even without the derecho. Alright. So again, we were talking about a very dangerous storm here. Again, you need to get your tornado safe spot ahead of this thing. This is moving northeast. This is heading towards Xenia, Akron, Pineo areas in northeastern Colorado here. Again, areas in northeast Colorado need to be on high alert for this thing. Did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning. Now for lime-sized hail and damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. Again, take cover now. Those are both considerable threats. Again, this is the most dangerous storm in the entire country right now. So again, make sure that you are getting to your tornado safe spot immediately. Again, this is producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour and hail up to lime-sized. Again, if it's still producing lime-sized hail now, I cannot imagine what it was producing earlier. Again, this warning only ever was for ping-pong ball-sized hail, though, for some reason. Are these two different National Weather Service zones? No, it's the same. Okay, that is, again, very concerning hook echo. Xenia 2.0, but in Colorado? Yeah, for real. Again, this is not actively producing a tornado. I just want to make that clear. But it definitely has that potential to get there pretty soon. Oh my gosh. Again, you gotta run to your tornado safe spot. This is actually ridiculous. This is gonna get tornado warned almost certainly, guys. Again, I know that looks like a debris signature, but it is not. That is not it. Again, even if this is not actively producing a tornado, this is producing winds up to 85 miles per hour, half a degree into the atmosphere, which could lead the surface winds to be up to 70 miles per hour, which are tornado force winds. This is a live look from Storm Chaser Connor Croft. Look at that. Yeah, that's a very impressive hook echo. Texas Chili Ball edits. Look at all this scud. Even some real lowering in there too, guys.
Wow.
Let's see this. Again, this is a very dangerous storm. Again, this is probably the biggest storm we've seen all day. And now we have a storm in Iowa that's warned for tennis ball-sized hail, apparently. This is our storm back up closer to Spencer. This is now warned for tennis ball-sized hail. Train spotter reported tennis ball-sized hail 5 miles west of Royal. If you're in this area, you need to get indoors and away from windows now. You need to run inside. It's a very dangerous storm. It also produced lime-sized hail, according to the public. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. It's in Nebraska. Alright, we have a tornado warning now. Okay.
A new tornado warning has been issued. Take cover now.
We now have a tornado warning for our storm in Colorado. This is in northeast Colorado.
More rapidly now. See it?
Yep.
With the naked eye, you can see it.
Close your door. Guys.
I don't know what we're doing. It's okay if you get out and then close it pretty quick,
Right.
you know? But, like...
This is just insane. I mean, this is just a crazy
Look
storm
at the
here.
structure on radar.
Tornado warning.
You can hear his emergency alert going off.
Yep, tornado warning.
Again, this is a tornado warning, and holy cow. Again, you need to run to your tornado safe spot if you're in Akron. I mean, this is just coming in, and this is an insanely strong rotator here. This is very devious. Again, you gotta run to your tornado safe spot if you're in this area. This is a very strong storm. I need to update the title. Again, you need to run, not walk, to your tornado safe spot if you're in this area. We have another severe thunderstorm warning that just came in. It's once again in Nebraska. We'd have a storm that has the tornado possible tag in Nebraska out here. This is the one near Grand Island that we were talking about originally whenever the stream started. It's definitely rotating a little bit there. You can see that hook echo. We pointed that out earlier, though. But again, now we've really got to focus on our storm in Colorado here. Oh my gosh, I mean, this is just a ridiculously strong storm here. Alright, let's focus up here. Let's get all this crap off your screen. Let's go back to double box. No, we kind of need 3 boxes. I don't want the 4th one, but it's either 2 or 4. I think we're going to go with 2, though. Make things less messy. We can always switch if we need to from one to another. Again, this is a very strong storm. Yeah, these hook echoes are crazy. Again, you need to run to your tornado safe spot if you're in this area. Akron, this is coming right for you. Again, this is a very dangerous storm capable of producing a tornado. I mean, guys, just look at that. Oh my gosh. It's just absolutely ridiculous here what we're seeing. Yeah, guys, please don't pre-rate in chat. I'm not a fan of pre-rating anyway, but especially whenever we don't even have a tornado yet. Definitely don't pre-rate. Waiting for this velocity update here. And there's your velocity couplet. Oh, man. Again, guys, you got to get to your tornado safe spot right now if you're in this area. Very strong storm capable of producing a tornado. And this is a very dangerous storm here, guys. And this could be a rain-wrapped tornado, too. I would go as far to say as this could be a hail-wrapped tornado. So again, don't try to go out and look for this thing. Just go to shelter now. It's looking like we got all of our storm chasers in position for this storm. We got Connor Croft, we've got Brad Arnold, we've got Willard Sharp, and John Flanagan. Again, this is Corey Gherkin's view right now, guys.
Okay, roads. We need roads.
Look at that rain shaft. Again, you gotta get to your tornado safe spot right now if you're in Xenia or Akron. Yeah, Akron, I mean, it's not a small town by any means necessary. I mean, it is a pretty small town, but according to Texas Chili Bowl Edits, it has about almost 2,000 people. 1,700. But it's not like a itty-bitty village or anything. I mean, there's people that live here, guys. We have Storm Chaser Brandon Kopic rushing down to the storm right now as well. Look at that. All that scud, that rain. Look at all that air rising into the storm there. This is just crazy, guys. And this continues to also produce the threat for hail up to lime size. I don't know why the tornado warning says no hail or less than penny-sized hail. That does not make any sense to me, considering the severe thunderstorm warning is literally for lime-sized hail. Okay, the rotation is strengthening with the winds going towards the radar. We're talking about winds of 50 miles per hour going against winds of 70 miles per hour. So, very strong and concerning rotation here with this storm, once again. And you got to get your tornado safe spot right now if you're in this area here. Wow. The sky is green. It's almost like blue. The sky is blue. Wow, I know, but seriously. You know what I mean. So again, there's your velocity couplet. Does the tornado warning have radar indicated? Yes, it does. This is not a confirmed tornado. But again, I mean, this is just really something you don't want to mess around with here, guys. You gotta run to your tornado safe spot if you're in this area. Look at all that inflow. Again, this could quite possibly be a hail-wrapped tornado here. So, again, do not wait to see the tornado. Just go. Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you're outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Again, the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning. The National Weather Service in Denver has. Tornado warning for southeastern Morgan County and central Washington County in northeastern Colorado. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning out in Nebraska. We have two hook echoes, one in Colorado, one in Nebraska. Yeah. I mean, the storm near Grand Island, again, it's not nearly as concerning as our other one, but I mean, it is actually starting to rotate pretty well here. And we might see a tornado warning out of that. So if you're in Grand Island, again, you should already be indoors and away from windows. It did just produce quarter-sized hail as of 11 minutes ago in western Grand Island. And it could be producing hail up to golf ball sized. And again, it's rotating. So again, at the very least, get indoors and away from windows. But you may need to prepare to take shelter if you are in this area, because we may see a tornado warning get issued with this storm here. But again, literally all of our storm chasers, all of our focus right now is over here on this storm in Colorado. However you want to pronounce it. What do the people that live there say? I've never met anybody from Colorado, I don't think, or Colorado. Do they have a debate on how to pronounce the state's name, or are they clear on one way and I'm just stupid for saying it differently? Anyway, we're talking about winds of 70 miles per hour going against winds of 40 miles per hour. Again, very strong area of rotation here. Again, you really need to get to your tornado safe spot right now. If you are in Akron or Xenia. I keep saying Xenia super quickly, super fast. We can't really see anything on Connor Croft's stream anymore except for some of the air rising into the storm on the eastern side of your screen. Look at all that dust being kicked up there. Colorado is one of the places you want to live in, Colorado Springs. Yeah, the RFD must be insane. This is just an incredibly massive storm here, guys. All hazards here are on the high end with this specific supercell. Again, damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes are all threats with this specific storm. So if you're in the path of this, you gotta take cover now. You gotta go. Oh my gosh. Dude. Sorry, I'm stretching out. Ugh. Again, if you're just now tuning in, we have been live for about an hour covering severe weather. You have a live look at a tornado-warned storm near Akron, Colorado. Take cover now if you're in Akron or Xenia. This could be a hail-wrapped tornado, quite literally. Could be shielded by hail on both sides. Or on every side. Oh my goodness. All of a sudden, it got so dark. Look at that, guys. I mean, that is just an incredibly impressive view from Connor Croft here. 500 viewers right now on Radar Omega alone. I mean, just look at that, guys. Absolutely insane view of that storm right there. Wow. I mean, yeah, that is definitely dark, Texas Chili Ball edits. And now the rotation is getting much tighter as well. Again, I want to reemphasize, you need to run, not walk to your tornado safe spot. Look at Brandon Kopic. Yep, he's pretty much right in front of this thing. He's going to take a direct hit by this if this is on the ground. So we will know. Again, he's got to be careful, though. Very careful with a storm like this. Again, Connor Croft's view is just absolutely insane right now, you guys. Look at, this is the storm. It's not even nighttime. You can see the daylight out there. It's broad as day. The green hue is indicative of the hail. Yes. Yeah, this is... Sorry. Yeah, I don't know if I didn't make that clear, but this is not a debris signature. Oh, you mean on the storm. I'm stupid. Yeah, the green skies, if that is what you're saying. That's insane. Yes, it certainly is. But yeah, green skies can sometimes be associated with large hailstorms, but also with tornadic storms. I'm stupid. I thought you were talking about on the correlation coefficient. Alright, anyway, on a more serious note again, we're going to continue to watch this incredibly dangerous storm here near Xenia, Colorado. Holy cow, man. I mean, again, this is just an insanely impressive storm here, capable of producing a tornado. And now we have a destructive storm. You saw green skies in the derecho? Yeah. We have a destructive storm now in northwest Iowa. This is a destructive storm for Royal. This is confirmed. Large apple-sized hail. Take cover now. Storm is producing large hail. Seek shelter now inside a sturdy structure, and stay away from windows. This is a dangerous storm. Prepare immediately for large destructive hail capable of producing significant damage. People outside should move to a shelter inside a strong building and away from windows. Again, that is a destructive storm for large apple-sized hail now. Oh my gosh. And this storm continues to get more concerning here in Colorado. I would be very surprised if this doesn't end up producing a tornado. New severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued, and that's another destructive one. That's an extension. Clay County, Iowa. You need to take cover now. Take shelter immediately if you are in Clay County, Iowa. Southeastern Clay County. Yeah, hope everybody's going to be okay for sure. Again, this is a very dangerous storm in Colorado and the one in Iowa. We got dangerous storms all over the place. These are incredibly big storms. Incredibly large storms, I should say. I mean, those are synonyms, but whatever. Look at how dark it is. I cannot believe that. That almost looks fake. But no, that is real. This is real
I'd
here.
rather do it when it's actually going to seriously produce a good
Right.
tornado. And not just like a little funnel. I'm not getting internet.
Apparently this did produce a funnel cloud. That is not surprising, by the way. This is just an incredibly dangerous storm. It just flabbergasts me how, yeah, it does look like it's the middle of the night. It just flabbergasts me how Conroe Croftsview can be so dark, and then up here, Brandon Coppock is, you can tell it's daytime, and they're only, 6 miles apart. Holy cow, guys. Again, if you know anybody in this area, you got to give them a call or text and make sure they're okay. This is a very large and life-threatening storm here. I'm going to say it. This is a life-threatening situation. Take cover now. Again, this is not a tornado on the ground yet, but it is so close. We've got so much massive hail falling. There's been funnel clouds reported. We got destructive winds up to 70 to 80 miles per hour probably at this point. Oh my gosh, guys. That is just, it's really trying. Again, that is as close as you get to a tornado without actually having one on the ground. Or at least a confirmed one anyway. Again, there's no way to confirm this yet, but man, is that impressive there. Right there. Brendan Coppock's looking right at it. Also sounded like he may have been getting a little bit of hail there. Again, I don't want to ignore our folks up in Iowa completely, but, guys, I hope you understand. We really got to focus on this tornado warning storm here in Colorado. What do you think the most impressive tornado this year is? Barnsdall, Oklahoma, EF4. For sure. I don't know about for sure. It's either Barnsdall or one of our tornado emergencies, which we've had a ton of, so that doesn't really narrow things down. Yesterday's was pretty impressive, which, by the way, the tornado from yesterday has a preliminary reading of EF2, I believe. Yep. We had 2 tornadoes yesterday. One of them I was not live for. Well, we had more than 2 tornadoes, but the 2 in Oklahoma. When was the Barnsdall tornado? That was 2 weeks ago. To this date. Again, we really don't need the reflectivity at this point to see this is just insanely close to producing a tornado. But the velocities and the correlation coefficient are obviously incredibly helpful here. So we're just going to double box with these two, honestly, at this point. Jeez Louise, guys. And you really need to run to your safe spot if you're out here. Good at all that. Rising air.
Oh, this is what it kind of reminds me of.
Got Storm Chasers, Freddie McKinney and Connor Croft out there. As well as Brandon Kopic, John Flanagan, Willard Sharp, and Brad Arnold. So, we got the Dream Team crew of Storm Chasers here. Alright. Very surprised this has not produced a tornado yet. At least not a confirmed one. Brennan Kopp is getting hammered with baseball-sized hail. Let's see here. Let's find out. Yeah, definitely quite a bit of large hail there. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. That puts us back up to 10 here. That's in Iowa. So, let's see here. Oh, wait, no, the new one is out here. This is for golf ball sized hail. Winds up to 50 miles per hour. By the way, we did just get a tennis ball sized hail report, or it just popped up. Destroyed a windshield. So, as I was saying earlier, I was like, there's no way, this storm's only producing ping pong ball sized hail or whatever. It was actually producing tennis ball sized hail like I predicted. Not to be that guy, but I was just like, there's no way that it was only ping pong ball size hail, and it was not. Again, you guys, you really got to go to your safe spot right now. If you're in Xenia or Akron in Colorado here, this is a very dangerous storm. This is an incredibly dangerous situation here. And the storm is also still capable of producing golf ball sized hail, maybe even larger than that. It would not surprise me. Wow. Just wow. Unfortunately, we are about to enter a radar hole here. The classic Southwest Nebraska radar hole. So we're going to rely on these chasers quite a bit here to confirm these tornadoes. Again, if you're in Xenia or Akron, which, funnily enough, are both towns in Ohio, but right now we're in Colorado, you need to take shelter. And down the line, we're watching areas like Platner and Burdett, as well as Lone Star. Luckily, this is an incredibly rural area out here once we get past Akron. And even Akron's a very small town. Only about 1,700 people, according to a chat mod. Again, guys, this could even be like a hail-wrapped tornado, so don't go out and try to look for this thing. That'd just be really dumb and stupid to do. Sorry, I know I'm breathing heavy. Connor's in a good position right now. Yeah, for sure. He's in an area where it's not going to be like super dangerous, but he's in a spot where he'll still be able to see it. Oh, wow, look at all that hail falling. Look at that. Look at all that hail falling there, dude. That is crazy.
What, is there something in there on the camcorder?
Just rally rain.
It looks like just a big rain.
To me.
I think it is.
Yeah. Just
If it was a tornado, I think you'd be able to see it.
Alright. Little bit weaker, a little bit less impressive on the rotation side of things now. But again, you should continue to stay in your safe place here in Xenia and Akron because this is still a very impressive storm here. Yeah, this definitely could be a hail-wrapped tornado. Again, this storm is currently tornado warned in northeastern Colorado. This is in Washington County. For parts of central Washington County, I should say. Let's see here. Yeah, very dangerous. Very dangerous indeed. And then again, we also have that destructive storm up in northwestern Iowa right now. For large apple-sized hail. That being 3 inches in diameter. And guys, as this approaches Xenia, it's going to be big here. Look at all that hail accumulation that we're getting down there. They really should go out and try to measure some of that. That may be what they're doing. Maybe they're just not in front of the car.
It's out, dude.
Well, the storm is right here.
No, they're just looking for the tornado. Alright, they're moving. Okay. So again, as this approaches Xenia and Akron, I keep wanting to say Ohio, Colorado, we have to watch this storm for a potential tornado. Yeah, definitely an impressive view indeed. Ever since I compared these towns to the Ohio version, I keep wanting to say Ohio. But no, this is in northeast Colorado. If I say Ohio, I mean Colorado. No, it's a weird mix-up, but it's what it's come to tonight. Okay. Guys, we've been live for like an hour and a quarter. About an hour and 15 minutes. Actually, about an hour and 11 minutes to be more exact. But, sorry, an hour and 12 minutes now. Alright, so again, this continues to produce very dangerous rotation here. Again, our gate-to-gate shear is over 100 miles an hour right now. So, I mean, you really got to get to your tornado safe spot. That's where things really get kind of dangerous here. Again, it's on the downward trend, but this will definitely get another tornado warning whenever this expires in 7 minutes. It's starting to move out of the polygon anyway. It's a very slow mover, but it's definitely kind of taken an interesting path here. Yeah, it's going to be heading towards Akron and Xenia, as well as Midway, and then all this open country out here in northeastern Colorado. So take cover now if you're in any of those areas that I did just list, I just mentioned. It's really interesting. It's like the storm is moving, but the velocities aren't moving with it. Like, the storm is moving pretty quickly, but the velocities are just kind of chilling at their slow pace. Like, originally, you know, this really looked like a hook echo, you know, about 30 scans ago, but now, I mean, it looks like this has just always been a rain-wrapped area of rotation. It's very interesting, for sure. But yeah, again, our gate-to-gate shear here is over 100 miles per hour, so if you're in this area, you need to take cover right now. Wow, it's all dark again. Whoa. That is insanely crazy. Insane view there from Connor Croft once again. Now our next concern is this other storm that's kind of starting off in a similar place that this one did. This cell merger, so this storm really wasn't that intense, but then it looks like this cell merger popped up here. And now This definitely has a tornado potential with it. Yeah, it is pitch black. Night came early, holy moly. Yeah, we have a severe thunderstorm warning with this storm now. That was issued about a minute ago. Or 2 minutes ago now, but... Yeah, again, this is the next one. I'm calling it right now. This storm did not end up doing anything closer to Akron in terms of a tornadic threat. Well, it did do something in terms of a tornadic threat. It had a funnel cloud, but it never actually touched the ground. But I'm calling it, this one's going to be the next one. This is our next opportunity here for a real tornado. Give me just a second here, you guys. Sorry, I was turning on the lights. It was bright enough outside in this room, or outside where this room was lit up, but now the sunset. I really would rather not sit in the pitch black. So, I did this. Again, guys, I'm calling it right now. This is going to be the next one. This is the next big one right here. Here's your area rotation. I know it looks like this is your area rotation, but that's actually just all contamination. This little red area here is your area rotation. This is going to be our next big time storm again. This is our second severe one in the northeast Colorado region here over the past few hours. It's going to be the next big one. And now that the sunset, you know, this previous cell hasn't really done anything in terms of an actual tornado. But it did obviously produce that massive tennis ball sized hail and potentially up to 70 mile per hour winds. But now that the lower level jets kicked in, this one's going to have an even higher potential than the last one to become intense. And this one became intense. Once again, it produced a funnel cloud very close to touching down, massive hail, destructive winds. But this one's going to have an even higher potential to do something like that. And the last one already did do something like that, so... Again, this is almost taking the exact same track that the last one did as well. So, areas that we talked about last time, you're not done. You got another storm coming in. Areas like both of the 9 Mile corners that are out here. Gary, Woodrow... 9 Mile corner out here already went through this, and this one's not going to get too much, I don't think, but I just wanted to point that out again. Again, you guys need to take shelter, or sorry. You don't need to take shelter, but you do need to be getting indoors at the very least, because this is definitely producing some large hail, potentially very large hail even, with 70 dBZs now on this storm here. Again, it's kind of doing the same thing that the last one did. The first thing it does is produce super massive hail, and then it develops its rotation later on in its lifespan. Again, this one at this point, you know, I was saying this is going to get reissued, but now that this expires in 1 minute, I don't think it is. I really don't. The rotation's a little less impressive. This looks like rotation down here, but it's actually just contamination. So, nothing to worry about down there. To the southeast of Akron. Whoa! Is this live? Is this live? Did this just happen? Is this right now? Hold on. Is this right now? Or is this one of his things that pops up whenever his connection's lost? I think this is right now. Brandon Kopic's windshield just got nailed. Listen to that hail, dude. Holy crap. Okay, let's see. Let's check. Oh my gosh. New tornado warning has been issued. They did actually extend this warning out. Actually, this is rotation down here. I thought this was contamination, but no, there is some rotation down here. So the other rotation's done now, but now this is concerning. So Otis and Platner, you need to take shelter right now. And it's not as bad as it looks because of the contamination down here, but there's still definitely some rotation right in here. Oh, wait, sorry. The windshield thing was not live. Yeah, that was one of his no Wi-Fi screens. He should have made that clear. Wait, was it? Or was it not? I genuinely can't tell right now, guys. I cannot decide. This doesn't feel like it's right now. No, it is. This is live. This just happened. Dude. Yeah, this hail is insane. Holy cow, indeed. This is live. That's not one of his no Wi-Fi screens. This is live. That's why we have that massive correlation coefficient drop, is because this is some huge hail here. That genuinely, like, shocked me right there. Hold on, I want to see the point where his windshield cracked. I'm going to watch his stream live on YouTube. I highly recommend doing that. Storm Chaser, Brandon Kopic. I'm going to watch right now the exact moment that it happened. I thought for a second that wasn't live, but it was for sure. It definitely was. They did upgrade this to tennis ball size hail again. So yeah, this is definitely right now. This is 100% live. This is 1,000% live, I'd go as far to say.
There is giant hail in here. Well, the windshield's absolutely toast now.
Oh my gosh. Guys, this is huge. Hello, Weather Tracker Clint. Again, there's currently some very massive hail falling here up to tennis ball size, and it's also rotating. Holy cow. I mean, this stream has just been absolutely ridiculous, you guys. It started off a little slow. We were starting off in Minnesota, and now we're talking about a massive, severe weather outbreak in Colorado. And again, we were expecting it to switch over to Colorado, but I didn't think it would happen that fast or that drastically whenever it did happen. But man, it's just here now, isn't it? Again, this storm is producing large hail up to tennis ball size. Get indoors and away from windows right now. Again, this is what's going to happen to your windshield if you have a car outside, most likely. I cannot believe that's something he finds fun. He was laughing. Is that funny to him? Dude. One more big hailstone and that's done for. That's all that shattered glass is gonna come right on top of you. That is insane. It's gonna fall all over you, dude. Brandon Kopic is he's so wild. Yeah, why was he laughing? That's a good question. I think he thinks it's funny that his windshield just got demolished. So I'm gonna laugh with him. He's still laughing.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh! Well, it was definitely larger than baseballs.
How is he laughing about that? Him laughing about that makes me laugh about that. Dude. Okay, so Brandon Kopic's words, it's definitely larger than baseballs. So, again, if you're in this area, I mean, you're under a tornado warning anyway, but you really got to get to shelter right now. This is just some absolutely ginormous hail. This is actually insane. I really thought that was one of his no Wi-Fi screens, because that's what they look like usually. Just insane things like that. But no, that is real. It's live time. And that was just absolutely crazy. I watched the moment where the big one hit, and it caused the ginormous crack, and he was just like, well, the windshield's toast. He's insane. Famous last words. It's definitely bigger than baseballs. Just absolutely insane. By the way, we do have a new mesoscale. As this action shifts off to the east here towards northwest Kansas and southeastern Nebraska, they are going to issue a new tornado watch very soon. So be prepared for that. It's probably going to be quite a bit higher end than this one is, because this is, you know, I mean, it's not a low-end tornado watch, but it's definitely not the craziest one I've ever seen. But the next one's going to be much bigger, I'm assuming, especially for that massive hail that we now know exists in here. That was actually insane. Brandon Kopic is crazy.
Stay up. I'm trying to get the angle up so I can watch behind me. The poor thing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
He's actually just nuts. He might be one of the crazier storm chasers I've ever seen, especially after this experience. He just thought that was so hilarious. So, I mean, good for him. If he thinks that's funny, I guess. I would be so scared if that happened to me. Oh my gosh, dude. We have a severe thunderstorm warning now for Wyoming, by the way. This was as of 8 minutes ago. This is for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. And penny-sized hail. I would say it's probably at least penny-sized hail for sure. But maybe up to nickel-sized hail. We're very close to the radar site, so I want to be pretty conservative with my estimates here, but again, there's your pocket of damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour off to the northwest of Highway 85. If you're on this warning, make sure to move indoors immediately. Like I said, I mean, this storm is just in a pretty awful radar hole, actually, at this point. Holy cow, dude. I cannot believe that. I actually can't.
Like other chasers' windshields are just gone.
Okay, so apparently Connor watched Brandon Kopic stream, too. The first thing I hear him say when he got unmuted.
We'll get way out ahead of it, maybe get some structure, and then if it...
Holy cow, dude. I mean, that could have been up to, like, softball or even grapefruit-sized hail. I'm not even exaggerating. Again, you gotta run to your tornado safe spot here. I know we're having a fun time about this, but this is a serious situation. So I won't laugh too much. I'm only laughing because he's laughing, okay? Again, this is going to be our next one that does this, and it has an even better chance to be insane. And by the way, this storm is already producing golf ball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds, so take cover now. This was as of 5 minutes ago. So Woodrow, you just went through this. If you're in a mobile home, evacuate. Again, very dangerous storm. Expect considerable damage to tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. People and animals outdoors will be injured. Expect hail damage to roofs, siding, windows, and vehicles. Again, that is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning with both threats. This is just an insane night. This is actually a wild night for severe weather. Holy cow, dude. Again, this is going to be our next supercell here. This one. This is going to turn in potentially even more insane to what we just had there. Or than what we just had, I should say. And this is already producing large hail up to golf ball size and damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. Guys, I would really love to stay live right now, but again, guys, we've literally been live for over an hour and a half. I was already live for like an hour earlier today. I will be live again later if something insane happens, but guys, we really gotta end off the stream here. So thank y'all for tuning in. It's been crazy. Again, expect that new tornado watch to come in soon here. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.